Dave Scott Hub Media. Today, I'm talking to a couple folks from CMHA, and it's not Lil. We're giving Lil a break today, which is probably well deserved. She puts up with me guys all the time, and I don't know how she does it. We're talking with Brent Campbell, Manager of Court Services Program, Canadian Mental Health, and we're going to talk to Diane, who's the International Wellness Outreach Support Worker, which is kind of a new portfolio that's going on at CMHA Brant, Haldeman, Norfolk. Brent, tell us a little bit about the program and Diana.
Well, around January, we were approached by CMHA Ontario because of the large international agricultural worker population in our community. There's about 6,000 workers that come to Brant, Haldeman, Norfolk every year. We're second only to Elgin, Middlesex in the number of workers that come to this area. So that partnership was developed with CMHA Ontario and the Ministry of Agriculture to provide some support services to the workers coming to Canada to address some of the unique challenges they face with mental health, being away from home, social isolation, and language barriers, etc. So we had set out to find a worker for this pilot program. It's not permanent yet. It's still a trial program that Windsor Essex is running as well right now. So in February, we started the interview process. We met Diana in the first round of interviews, and that was really the end of it for us because we'd found our star employee. I'm going to be perfectly blunt about that. Has been unstoppable since taking this role and has really run with this role and made some good gains already.
Diana, talking to you off air, I was amazed at your background. Do you mind sharing with the folks where you started out and what you've been up to and how this is going so far with you?
Dave, thank you for this opportunity to share my experience and my backgrounds. I am from Colombia. I came to Canada around 4 years ago with my husband because I was an international student. I took my diploma for 2 years in Mohawk College in Hamilton. So, but before I worked for a long time in my country, for the vulnerable populations, communities, and all age, all the context. So when you can join your experience in this case in Canada, is useful. It's useful, and I open to support not only workers, but because I have my language, my native language is Spanish. So it's challenging for me. I am honest, it's challenging sometimes, but I know the workers and in overall people feel the same because Canada has this diversity to offer opportunities to grow up together, and I enjoy that.
And I think you're being overly humble because you're a psychologist. Come on now, you've worked hard to get to this point where you are, and you've continued to grow, taking programs when you moved to Canada. And Brent, that's amazing in itself, isn't it? That you get this person that's just driving to have that kind of will to go after things.
Oh, most definitely. And I mean, it's evident in the work that's been done already in the short period that she's been in this role. She's already checked off many of the requirements from CMHA Ontario. The background that she holds was a big reason behind our want to bring her into the agency to work with us. It's just amazing the accomplishments she's had so far, and her commitment to people is really evident as well. No matter their status, she is ready to and willing to help, and that's a passion that we look for in all of our employees. So that's been amazing to see so far.
And Diana, I want to ask, how's it been going since you started CMHA, sorry, and just what your goals are? I mean, yeah, I understand you're doing the workshops, you're visiting farms. How have you been received from the workers so far?
Dave, this is a pilot program, so this is the beginning because we are exploring all the organization, all context. Where is the worker, for example, what time they have free to attend our workshop, that is better for them in person or virtually. So we work together with Agricultural Wellness Ontario and CMH Ontario to find out and figure out what is the difference between CMH brand Haldimand Norfolk than Windsor XS. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the part at that moment. But during this 2 months, we have the opportunity, for example, to know which organization offers services in Spanish, and additionally, what organization will be host for our workshop. So this is the step. So in the future, maybe around 1 month or a couple weeks, I will start to deliver the full workshops on the farms or in community places too.
And it must be nice. I mean, the farmers themselves, the owners got to be excited, their HR departments, to have this opportunity for you to come in and talk with their folks, to do the workshops. And I was impressed what I read about the workshops. And I want you to explain that a little bit, because what we don't recognize is these folks are 6 months away from home. There's going to be, there's loneliness, right? There's different things that you're going to talk to them about. Can you explain that a little bit more too?
Yes, absolutely. And the farm owners and Agricultural Wellness Ontario want to offer and support workers in their languages. This is the main idea. Because, for example, when I visit one farm and the workers say, she speaks Spanish, it's easy. It's only, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo va tu día? And it starts. It's the magical. The connection is automatic. So, because I feel the same. Yeah. I feel the same when sometimes I try to explain my feelings, and for example, I don't have the correct verb or pronunciation, and the guys feel the same, like every day, always, sometimes.
We have that opportunity to communicate with someone that knows the background or understands your culture too. I think that's another component of this. Like, you have that experience living in those environments to sort of be able to understand the degree of maybe the struggle that it might be in their lives at that moment. Coming from, let's take Mexico, for example, and then spending 6 months here, right? Like you pointed out, you might be living in a home with 5, 6, 7, 8 other guys. There can be different stresses, and helping them manage that and understand what they're going through is critical. So kudos to you.
Yes, and for example, but it's mandatory to create and building new ways to connect with her co-workers and supervisors, because this is your new family in Canada.
Yeah.
That if you spend in 1 year around 6 or 8 months, it's your second home.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, because years ago we did a video for a company, and we went and for a farm, and we went and actually shot the video, and we worked with the workers. And one of the senses I got was it wasn't a worker farmer relationship. It was a family relationship. Some of these guys, they told me, had worked for them for 20 years, and they would, the family would travel to Jamaica to see the folks that they worked with, that worked for them. And I thought it was so cool, because it was just it was like a freestanding relationship that just worked really well. And it was a good farm, right? So you saw those components coming together. But also, they couldn't deal with any real stresses as far as mental health, but that's where you could step in, obviously, and help. But it was so cool to see. I didn't really appreciate or understand it till I shot that video. And then I was like, oh, damn, this works, because the context is right for the farmers and for the workers. They're making good money.
Yes. For example, in our first workshop on one farm, I found one Mexican worker maybe he was the first worker in this farm, and he started around 1983, so 30 years ago. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, it's incredible how one person worked for long time in Canada in the same position, and I asked him, "How's your family?" No, my family is perfect because I have my work for a long time, so it's incredible. And additionally, you can find, for example, not only the first generation, you can find first, second, or third generation, grandfather, father, and son working in Canada.
That's amazing, eh? Brent, this is long time overdue, isn't it? This program. It's kind of cool to see the way it's rolling out.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, mental health affects us all. And I mean, this program also incorporates the farmers in that too. And there's some workshops built in. The farming community has some challenges of its own when it comes to mental health. I mean, there's some long winters where the not necessarily as busy as you are during the summer. And that can lead to some negative thoughts creeping in and affecting your mental health when you're not kept at that same pace you are during the summer. So there's two wellness workshops. One is in the know for the farm community, and the other is their growth workshop. So they're a little bit shorter for the farmers themselves, but they're focused on specific mental health topics for the agricultural community and the farmers in general. So the next one coming up is working on just an introduction to mental health in agriculture. So building a baseline, and then those workshops will continue to build off of that and add more layers for the farming community as well.
And I don't think, I mean, I know I did a show not long ago with Lil, and we talked about suicide prevention with farmers. And I didn't realize that the farming community has a high ratio in that aspect. And, you know, it just never crossed my mind. And when she pointed that out, I thought, wow, like, you know, this is even better when you talk about having Diana into the farms. And she could probably, with her background, pick up on these vibes and maybe have conversations with people that maybe traditionally wouldn't.
Most definitely. And they're breaking down some barriers here
Yes.
that have been in place for a long time. I grew up in Simcoe and worked in tobacco. It is a family, like you both have mentioned there. I mean, it helped put me through school. So this is an important part of our community. And I mean, this bridges gaps for not only the farmers, but for the workers coming in to provide wellness across the board, which is, I mean, really what Canadian mental health is all about in the end. It's wellness for everyone.
Hey, careful there, you're giving away our ages when you talk about
And additionally, Dave, Agricultural Wellness Ontario has several programs, strategies, not only international agricultural wellness program. For example, you can find the Guardian Network. This network offer training and support not only for the workers, also farm owners, their families, and all community interest in to know how you can support in the society case. So it's so important. This training are free. So all services in Agricultural Wellness Ontario for everyone is free. Additionally, you can find support in different languages, so English, French, Spanish. You can find additionally the Farm Wellness Initiative and their line number, always 24 hours, 7 days.
Yep.
It's free.
And I'm going to ask one more big thing for you, Diana. Would you like to say a few words in Spanish? Because a lot of different folks watch our videos, you know, they make their ways around on YouTube, obviously. Anything in Spanish you'd like to say to the workers that may be in Spanish in their native language so that they can reach out to you if they need to?
Yes, the Spanish is the magical language in this program because we have thousands of Mexican and Guatemalan, El Salvador workers too. So is properly to offer and support this kind of help because right now we have open our WhatsApp line.
Okay.
So the workers can test me directly, and I can refer which organization is the best to attend their needs. So the Spanish is, in my opinion, is one plus, and in the future, Canada needs to advance to offer more services. For example, when the last month, when I created the resource guide, this resource guide includes all organizations, and I called directly all organizations. Shared by Google Maps, and I called and okay, you offer services in Spanish? No, so sorry. You use interpreting services? No, I can't. Okay, so it's really we have workers. We need to create new ways to offer services, and maybe in the future, I am sure will be better because more organizations will be included in this resource guide, and because we need to advance. Not only it's just one program, is in the future is one change really like or as community or as country, because workers work a lot hard for a long time, and for the reason the government and Agricultural Wellness Ontario want to join efforts in the best way to continue offer support.
That's great. I can't thank you guys enough for taking the time to do this. Diana, I'm going to reach out to you down the road because I'd love to just do a little one-on-one chat. Just your background is amazing, and I want to go deeper into that at some point. Brent, thanks for doing this as well. I appreciate your time. Is there anything you guys want to add in closing?
Just thank you for this opportunity. I mean, we appreciate the ability to spread this word as much as possible because it's such an important program in this community. And this, I mean, agricultural is central to Haldimand, Norfolk when you get right down to it. Brent, Haldimand, Norfolk, sorry.
I agree 100%. And Diana, sign us off in Spanish, will you today? Can you do that?
Okay. What do you want to hear?
Why don't you just say to all the farm workers, we're here to help you, and have a great day.
Okay. Hola para todos, soy Diana Granobles, trabajadora de soporte del programa que ofrece apoyo emocional y workshop gratuitos para todos los farms en Brant, Haldimand y Norfolk. Somos la Asociación Canadiense de Salud Mental y estamos abiertos y les deseamos un muy buen y excelente día para todos.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care.